So when we talk about dating apps, there are certain dating apps where there's just a higher success rate, right? In terms of actually facilitating meeting up with somebody and going on a date. So I wanted to make a video about my experience with that and what app I have gotten the most dates from. So drum roll. The app that I've actually had the most real life dates from has been Grindr. By dates, it's not a euphemism. I really mean like traditional dates of meeting up with somebody for a drink, for a meal, for coffee or whatever. It has been Grindr. And I think it's important to like destigmatize apps like Grindr because of course there's a lot of seedy guys on Grindr, but frankly I can tell you I've encountered seedy guys on basically every app. And I find it surprising myself because of the reputation of Grindr that I've actually had like very normal and traditional dates from Grindr. It doesn't happen that often, but it has happened to me more frequently, ironically, than apps that are, I think, thought of as more sort of conventional dating apps like Tinder, OkCupid, Match.com even. I have this theory that anybody who's single on these apps, and even some people who aren't single, but if they are constantly looking on apps like Grindr, what they really want is a connection, right? A lot of people don't want to deal with the pressure and the strings involved with a relationship because they've been hurt in the past or it's just too much energy or whatever. But I think even for me, in moments where I was like, all I want is like fun hookups, I think at the end of the day, we all want to feel connected to somebody and to have, to feel love and like to feel loved and to love somebody else and to share that with somebody. So I don't buy into this whole idea that apps like Grindr are purely for hookups and that people there you can never find somebody serious. I think we need to move away from viewing people with such a broad stroke, whether it's Grindr or Tinder or Bumble or any of these apps. What I will say is that internationally, I've had the most dates from Tinder. I think maybe just in America, Tinder is used more in sort of like a transient way. I don't know, I find that guys are just more hesitant to really like connect. Or maybe it's because of the novelty factor of me as a tourist going to places internationally. Maybe guys are more sort of eager because they know it's temporary and they're like, oh, I want to learn about this guy who's from a different country or whatever. I don't know, that could be part of it too. But I've had dates internationally from Grindr as well. And if I added up, tallied up, the most dates I've had have been from Grindr, and I think Tinder would be number 2. Of course, that could just be my experience. It could just be an anomaly, but I'm curious to hear for you guys what apps you've had the most success with.